Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast, where if the shoe fits, you wear it.
And if the truth hurts, you bear it.
I am Justin Gruber.
And I am Jesse Gruber.
And today we hope you will seize the faith. Welcome to episode 156 of the Carpe Fide podcast. How are you, Jess?
Not bad.
That was a thing you did. Tonight, the episode is Stars and Stripes Recap. We do apologize for not getting to record last week. It was very sad for us, and I hope sad for you, but you probably didn't even notice. That's okay. Maybe dozens of you noticed. Maybe.
I didn't notice.
Oh my gosh, you did notice.
We were too busy celebrating the birthday of America.
It's glorious. We had a great time.
It was a nice day.
It's a great time. We rented a massive bounce house at our home where we have
Your house.
Yes, where we have people over every 4th of July, and we had a bunch of adults, even more children. There's huge fun. Took up the whole backyard of the bounce house. That was crazy.
It was literally your whole backyard.
Worth it.
And then almost over the fence to your neighbor's yard.
Yeah, there was. The water definitely went under the fence to the neighbor's yard.
That's okay. They didn't mind.
No, they didn't.
Have you seen their pool recently?
It's very clean now. He cleaned it.
Oh, he cleaned it?
Stop it. We're not talking about people.
God bless. God bless you, Stephen.
And he was blessed. Tonight we're just going to try to recap 3 things in a brief format because we're a little late. We just want to talk briefly about whatever travesty happened at the presidential debate. We're going to talk about 2. There's been many Supreme Court filings as they close their session, but just 2 that kind of need to be explained and are very important. And we're going to talk about a bill very recently passed calling for 31 days during the month of July in the Tennessee House Legislature for prayer and fasting.
Oh, we're doing it all in the same episode then.
I mean, I just figured we were short on time. You want to do 2?
No.
Let's do 2.
No, not anymore.
So we'll see if we get to the Tennessee thing. Maybe we'll jibber jabber about it.
This is how official the content is at the Carpe Fide podcast.
No, we know what we're going. We just may have miscommunicated before we started.
I mean, you were talking. It was probably me. I probably wasn't paying attention.
It's really not a problem. It all works out today. I'm wearing my United States tank top. I have my Buc-ee's cup. Sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of freedom ringing. And we're gonna do this.
Okay.
All right. First up on the docket, the presidential debate.
I was thinking about this, Justin, and in the medical community and theological community, there's a lot of discussion as to when the soul actually leaves the body. Like, do you die when your heart stops, or do you die when your brain stops, or like when does the soul go? And I feel like it was several weeks ago for Joe Biden.
Bud, I'm gonna go ahead and say I can't. Medically, I'm not a professional. I don't want to get involved in making any claims. Regardless, what you heard at the presidential debate, if you saw it. By the way, let us know, comments, messages on whatever's. We would do a live watching of the next one if they actually have it. At this point, I don't know that they're actually going to have it. If President Biden says like, yes, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be like, well, you're probably not, but okay. We would do a little live watch party if you wanted to. We're all about that. Nonetheless, things that were said. One of the key moments was when President Biden tried to wrap up an answer, and at the end of the answer, it sounded something like "blah blah 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 blah." It was not great. It was really sad.
He was speaking in tongues,
and honestly, people were like, "Oh, President Trump's mean." He really wasn't mean. All he did was say, "Can you do his voice? You want to do his voice?"
He said. Honestly, I don't even know what he said there. And truthfully, I don't even know if he knew what he was saying either.
That's exactly what he said. And the problem is, it's not mean. Everybody in the world,
nobody knew what he was saying.
A billion people watching that were thinking, I don't know what he just said there. Does he know what he's saying? Everybody thought that. Okay. And all President Trump did was say it out loud. Was it mean? No. Did he say he was dumb and stupid? No. He just said he does not know what he's talking about at all. And
it was quite obvious that he truly didn't.
The fact check comes out true there. That was kind of your, let's see, if we were to look at debates, like ones that you would remember, that's like the fly on Vice President, Pence's head.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was like he was crushing Kamala in that debate, and then the fly landed and no one remembered anything but the woke fly that landed on Pence's head. See, you remembered it. Yeah.
No, that was
basically that was this moment. That was this moment. It was pretty devastating. I also particularly like the line where President Biden said that our sword fell.
This is why you have to subscribe on YouTube.
The sound you heard was much more funny if you watched it happen in real time. Nonetheless, was when President Biden and he wasn't even addressing the question, I don't believe, but at the end he has this line where he said, "I have created significant jobs for millions of Americans from around the world." And if you don't know why that's funny, billions of Americans from around the world.
The last time I checked, there's only one America.
Where do Americans reside again?
In terms of country, I mean,
Where,
there's a North America and a South America.
No,
but there's only
but
one.
the United States of America. Where is that at located?
That's well, we're sitting right in it right
in
now.
the United States of America, not around the world.
Although ironically, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrat agenda was to make citizens of America in other countries.
That's probably true,
because it's basically what they're doing with the border right now. But
yeah, well, that was the point. It's kind of ironic because he is creating significant amounts of jobs for millions of Americans from
all over
the world. As they walk right in. My youngest son, by the way, just a shout out, not a sponsor, love to be a sponsor if you want sponsorship. But World Watch is a great news tool for kids. The episodes are about 10 to 15 minutes long. They recap the news distinctly Christian worldview. They don't try to overcolor anything. They also have just like sometimes fun fluff pieces that are just really enjoyable. The kids really like it. In talking about the debate, which obviously I recorded because I'm a glutton for punishment, it spurred my youngest on to want to watch the entirety of the debate. So my 9-year-old son has literally sat there and watched the entire presidential debate. His takeaway was, it was kind of funny when the president started arguing about golfing. Why are they arguing about golfing?
Out of the mouth of babes.
So that was also pretty much telling about the state of our country.
I mean, he's not wrong. It was funny.
It was funny. Ironically, the next week when Trump was out golfing, he was totally talking smack down on Biden, which is also humorous. Basically, I was entertained. So,
I mean, in other news, Joe Biden has declined to a golf charity event with Trump.
Yeah, imagine the money we could raise, but nah, Biden's not into raising money for others. Anyway,
he definitely cannot go.
I'll leave that alone.
That's for sure.
Sorry, President Biden.
It is not safe. It is not safe for him in the sun.
No. What was
in any amount of the sun?
No, it's true. Watching the debate, most people are just sad because it's really sad at this point that they are forcing President Biden into this. And I was really sad about that. But in the ensuing 2 weeks here, he has come out hard about he is running. I'm doing this. You can't stop me. There's no one's going to stop me. I will do what I want. And kind of threatened a lot of the Democrats to get on board, which kind of makes me less sad for it. Like, if that is coming from him, that's really just him ignoring reality. I mean, if it's still also just coming from President Jill, then it makes sense that,
that's Dr. President Jill.
President Dr. Jill.
We know who wears the pants in that relationship.
Yeah, seriously. She just wants more letters after her name. Do you know she had the Army musician corps that plays when the president enters, it's hailed to the chief. She had them make her own fanfare. They played it once. It was awful.
Is it like the Black National Anthem?
No, it's the First Lady's fanfare, and they wrote it just for her, and it was bad. It was real bad. But ironically, how arrogant do you have to be like, you know what you need to do? Make me my own music. You're not the president. No one voted for you. Shut up. Anyway, no one voted for Joe either. So
I got to look this up now.
Oh gosh, it's so bad. Anyway, that's the debate recap that I have for you. The bottom line is all the commentators immediately flipped on Joe Biden, and the media, I think, basically thought, no, there's no way they would actually put him in front of people, so we can keep lying and saying he's fine. And then they put him in front of people, and now the media is really angry that they put him in front of people, and they're like, hey, we thought we had a deal here. Why? We've been lying for you guys, and then you just put him out there, and everybody knows. Yeah, so that's been a call from the media to get rid of him. But here's the dirty little secret. They have hundreds of millions of dollars in the Harris-Biden war chest that have been donated to them. And
that
so
can't go anywhere.
That can't go to anybody else but Harris or Biden. Right now, Trump, and this is the scary part. When we know Trump had a chance when he was down within no margin of error in national polls. So when he was losing to Hillary or Biden by 3 to 5 points, we actually were like, oh, it doesn't matter. That's the populist election because delegates, right? It's by state and how many actual electorates come from the state. So we knew that he could be down. The scary part is now in the national election, in the popular vote, like just straight up, Trump is now plus. So when you think about the margin of error, that could have him actually up like +8, which is crazy. So he's 3 over Biden, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll just run Harris. Maybe President Biden will just slowly move off. The problem is in national polls, Harris is down like 8 points to Trump because no one likes Kamala Harris.
No one likes Kamala Harris.
Basically, Biden is it.
And the Daily Wire just ran like an expose, or they're starting to run an expose on Kamala.
Yes, I've listened to all 3 of those. That was
there's
just
3 of them now.
Yeah, there's 3. It's 3. That's all there is.
Oh.
And they are just sad. She's just not a good person. And also, I mean, if you're going to sleep with Willie Brown to get like your money, like that's gross because Willie Brown is just not a good. He's been not a nice looking man for a long time.
It's a shame that we don't have religious tests for office anymore.
The only reason he didn't divorce his actual wife and like be with Kamala is because his wife is a Haitian voodoo priestess, and you don't do that. Apparently,
you know what that sounds like?
Don't mess with the Davids.
That sounds like something from Star Wars.
Yeah, no, yep. And so she was like,
"Did she virgin birth twins?"
Oh no, yes, the priestess witches. Anyway,
space witches.
Check out our review of the Acolyte and what it says about culture. If you did miss that, it's very entertaining.
Also, the state of culture is not very good.
It's facts.
So
that's your president. Anything else from the presidential debate that you took away there, bud?
No. I mean, I thought Trump was actually quite reserved compared to other debates.
1,000% true.
I feel like he's finally listening to the commentators who just say like, let Biden just be bad and just point that out as opposed to going on the attack of everything.
Correct.
So, I mean, I thought he did well. I mean, personally, I don't appreciate where the RNC has gone in terms of the wording of their language. We didn't even talk about recording about that.
Oh man,
that could be a whole other thing. Yeah, we'll make that a whole other thing. But yeah, I mean, the RNC is kind of being funky right now. But I mean,
we have different opinions on it, but it's okay. I have transactional political opinion, and Jesse has
a biblical one. So
doesn't make mine less biblical. It just makes mine what's happening. We've already talked about the use of deception in politics as a reasonable reality.
You think that no, they're not that smart.
Okay.
Well, so you just we just disagree.
It's fine to disagree, everybody. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
You can start a podcast and disagree.
Yeah, you know what? The more people talking about biblical things and culture, we're all about that.
That's fine.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
and it takes time. It's hard to plan. I don't recommend it. Honestly, if you have a comfortable life where you're actually like serving and ministering already, and you have a family and you're working hard, just do that. Don't save yourself. Save yourself.
I posted our talk with Nathan Weiser. Was that the last episode that we've done now? Because we missed last week.
No. What?
It might have been. Anyway, go back and listen to that because that was a great conversation with Nathan Weiser from Abolitionist Rising. But I posted that in the Abolitionist Rising chat.
Confirmed.
And this one person commented and said, I could not listen to this. It was too bantery. And I'm like, well, then you should have heard it the first time we recorded that. No, actually, a lot of them thought it was helpful. They thought they were appreciated it.
Oh, that's good. Well, we tried to make it helpful that time instead of the other way.
Look, if the abolitionists can compliment you on something,
believe me, because they have strong, passionate opinions, and if you go outside of the line, they will let you know. They'll communicate it.
They don't like people getting out of line.
They communicate things, and they communicate them well. Next up, that we want. So that's your debate recap. Lots of stuff could have been said if we were doing a live.
Oh, the other thing is I just saw a poll today. I mean, it's not necessarily about the debate. I just saw a poll today that compared Trump to literally like the top 10 Democrats that could possibly be elected, and he is leading every single one of them.
Yes. The closest, I believe, besides Biden, was Hillary. But he's crushing Newsom, Kamala, Buttigieg.
There are people I didn't even know on that thing.
Oh yeah, there was like some governors and stuff. It's not great. But then again, when you take $25,000 from me a year before I ever see my paycheck, and I don't know what I'm getting except for debt, as you borrow $1 trillion every 100 days, I don't really trust you. So anyway, neither here nor there. Recap on some SCOTUS stuff, because by SCOTUS I mean the Supreme Court of the United States, in case that wasn't clear. They closed their
It's not
session.
some weird Star Trek race.
Understand now. Me's a Jar Jar Binks. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. You're such a bad man. All right, that's enough.
No.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Dark rabbit hole. Get away.
Is Jar Jar a Sith Lord?
That guy is not going to like this episode. It's a little too bantery. The Supreme. So there was several important rulings, and I don't want to like undercut them, but two that I think were most important for us as citizens. One is just important for President Trump, but the media talking heads and kind of understanding it is important. So the Supreme Court ruled on essentially what why is the word escaping me? It's called immunity. That's the word.
Okay.
What presidential immunity would actually look like?
That
they just brought clarification to it. This is kind of what everybody actually already knew, and basically the media after this ruling was like, oh, they're saying the president can do whatever they want. The president can bomb their opponents and use drone strikes against senators, and they were just going wackadoo.
Completely wackadoo.
And it's like, take a deep breath. What is wrong with you guys? You're too addicted to the Xantinis or something.
They can't read.
We do need a better class of politician. The reality of the ruling is it broke down presidential immunity into three separate parts. Number one, let's say, this is great. Number one, let's say you're the president and you want to say drone strike Soleimani, right? Now, ordinarily, if a citizen took a drone to another country and destroyed a terrorist, while many of us would all applaud them, it would be incredibly illegal. It would violate both our literal laws and also international laws, probably the country of receiving the bombings laws. All sorts of laws would be violated, and they would be held liable in court. However, if the president, using his power, right, as the president in the executive branch, orders a military strike to destroy Soleimani, he is not responsible for that, right? The things covered, obviously and directly under the purview of his office, grant him immunity.
Think like Obama killing those doctors.
Oh, no, that... Right, like that. Only not exactly. We know it. People get away with stuff. It's really bad.
Yeah. You ever see House of Cards? It's like that.
A certain version of people get away with stuff, and that's bad. And those would be, not what you're thinking, Democrats. Democrats.
Definitely
you are a bad person.
not
If
know
you
where that-
thought, yeah, I was gonna say, if you thought something else, you're a bad person. Democrats, you horrible.
I was like,
I
really,
got
right
you.
now?
I got all the listeners.
Right
that
now
was so
on the
fantastic. They're like, oh my
podcast?
gosh, is he saying that? Yeah, I am. I'm saying Democrats can do whatever they want and not be prosecuted.
Well, I mean, if you commit never mind.
I mean, let's be honest. How many days do you think Hunter Biden's going to spend in jail?
0.
That's right. And he literally put a gun in a school zone. Like, if you did that, like, let's just say you were like, oh no, I lost my gun in the dumpster behind the high school. You'd be gone. We wouldn't see you again. You'd be in a black box somewhere. Anyway, regardless.
Well, let's not even talk about the January 6th. Those poor souls.
Oh no. Well, that was one of the Supreme Court rulings, and I forgot. It's not. We're going to talk about that, but it's very helpful to many of them that are being prosecuted unjustly. So anyway, the second part of presidential immunity is there are many things that we can assume fall under immunity given the execution of the presidential office. So normal things that you're like, oh yes, the president can do that. He can call governors and talk about orchestrating proper elections. Like he can say, like, hey, I'm the executive branch of the United States, and you're literally like letting people just vote that aren't like. He can call up and say that, like, that's not illegal.
Quid pro quo.
Right. Like, so there are things that the president can do that we would assume, oh, that's not illegal. That's part of his office to make sure elections are carried out properly. Things like that. The third one is the also most obvious one. There are things that are clearly not covered under immunity. Let's say President Trump actually did go to Fifth Avenue, New York, and shoot somebody. Not covered. Not immune from that, right? Let's use a hypothetical.
Well, what if they were a bad guy? What if it was self-defense?
Well, that still would fall under the laws. He's not immune from prosecution in that case. He would fall under the self-defense laws.
He'd be going to jail in New York anyway.
And but New York, there's no self-defense. The criminal is free and you are shot. That's how it works. That's how New York law works.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Like in Florida, yeah, maybe he could defend himself, but in New York, nope. Um, I was going. Let's say hypothetically, like things that would be illegal. Like let's say
Drone striking Congress.
yes, prosecuted, not covered. But let's go even further. Let's say the president was to use his office to call up a government official and basically say, "Hey, we have these funds coming to you, and you're not going to get these funds unless you get rid of this prosecutor that is, terrorizing my son's company in your country. If you don't get rid of him, you don't get the government aid for your people."
Yeah, not covered.
That would be prosecutable. He's creating it would be a white collar crime using funds illegally, but there would be the government's funds, and that would be illegal. And that wasn't Trump. That was
government doesn't have funds, Justin.
Correct. They're all our money. And do you know which president did that, Jesse? That very thing?
Well, he was vice president.
He was VP at the time, correct.
Yes, that would be Joseph Biden.
Yes, former Vice President Joe Biden, current president Joe Biden. Same thought, same time. President Joe Biden.
Unlike the Democrat comment earlier.
Yes, possibly, maybe. You know what, Kurt? But we could have just taken the quotes off and said it was possibly President Jill Biden back then, and it could be President Jill Biden right now. Anyway,
no, back then it was Michael.
Oh, Michael
Obama.
Oh, Michael.
See what I did there?
We're not getting into that conspiracy. Oh no,
it feels real.
Sure does. Way too real and recent.
So
the
real.
wounds are fresh. Those are that's the presidential immunity. Essentially, it's everything you would think. The president in his office is going to have to do things that he's not, that are part of his office, that we would be prosecuted for, that obviously he will not be prosecuted for. Whereas, there are things that are obviously perfectly prosecutable that he cannot do. So basically, the Supreme Court said, "Why are you stupid? Why is everyone stupid?
Why are you gay? You are gay."
Who says I am gay? We're going to say that all the time. It's going to get us in so much trouble. You've all seen the reels. We're not. There's no apologies here.
We need to make a button that says that.
We have a friend that did.
Oh, no, like one of these buttons.
Oh, appropriate button for not having a button for that.
That's the wish we had a button for that button.
Sure is. The other Supreme Court ruling, which is very important, although maybe a little confusing because it uses a funny word, and that word is chevron.
Oh, like the pattern you'd put on like a purse, or maybe
the pattern you put on a purse. There's a company, Chevron.
Oh, there is.
Yes. It's called Chevron deference, and you're like, what is that all about? What is Chevron deference, and why do I care?
I thought there's a thing on like military badges too. Aren't they called chevrons?
Yes. Yeah. Sure. I'm not. Is that the thing that comes? What's the thing on the LGBTQ flag that they put that comes in from the side? Is that a chevron too? Chevron comes in.
It's just like a triangle.
I know it's a triangle, but I'm pretty sure
it's a badge or insignia consisting of stripes meeting at an angle.
Yeah,
or on a sleeve of a military police uniform.
Literally, the LGBTQ flag is a chevron. Literally,
a device shaped like an inverted V.
An inverted V. Interesting.
Like an A without its ladder thingy.
Oh, I got it. Upside down V.
Yeah.
Inverted, I thought was like getting pulled inside.
No, because if you invert a V, it's still a V.
If you inverted me, I'd be dead. So, all right.
Your entrails will become your extrail.
Oh, A Knight's Tale. Great movie, by the way. That's a great reference.
Wow. All right.
Trudging to trudge. All right. We're going to stop with the trudging. The Chevron deference was 1984 Supreme Court ruling, and it was garbage. It's led to the fact that the EPA can literally do whatever they want with your land if there's water or seepage or whatever that's not dangerous, but they decide it could possibly affect the African toad in somebody else's desert 6 miles away. Stuff like that. If the FDA decides you will take this vaccine or we'll shoot you, things like that. How did the
African toads get here?
On a boat.
Oh God,
they came here in one of the many imports. So good luck with that. Why are you asking stupid questions? The same way anybody else gets here. Transportation
illegally.
No, what?
Oh, well, these days.
I'm not doing it. So
The
in,
Chevron
19,
deference.
in 1984, basically the Supreme Court said,
84 or 94? You said 94
I believe
first.
it was 84. You know what? I could be wrong. Would not be the first time. And I received this.
Numbers are hard.
You know what? It's really okay. I will find this immediately for us all because I just hang out.
84.
84. I was right the second time. I thought it was 84. So I'm just going to make sure I have the literal article up so I don't mess anything else up.
Sounds good to me.
It was Chevron v. Natural Resources Defense Council. And basically what happened with Chevron deference is that they ruled, this is the classic like Woodrow Wilson policy, the elites at the top know what's best. And so we just do what they said. And maybe if like George Washington is the elite you're talking about or something like that, maybe, James Madison or John Adams. Well, I like Johnny A. Yeah.
Mostly homeschooled gentlemen.
John Quincy, even better.
JQ.
John Quincy, the hellhound of abolition.
Row, row, row.
Yeah. Kill them. All right. Anyway.
Who let the hellhound out?
But when your elites are unelected bureaucracies, all those agencies with the funny letters.
Think Dr. Fauci.
Kind of like the Natural Resource Defense Council, the NRDC. Yeah. They ruled that since they are the agency in charge of making the policy, whatever their policy is obviously the correct decision.
Sounds kind of like a bully, huh?
It sounds like your unelected bureaucracy is what runs the country, as opposed to, say, the legislatures that you actually like elect making the laws that actually govern the country. So, and here's where this is important. Basically, Chevron deference took an ideology and supercharged its implementation. Whereas our government is specifically designed with the idea that men are sinful and evil, and anything they do should be counteracted by the slowness of other people stopping them. That's just basically what our government is. It's so that if something goes forward, it is a widely and clearly accepted thing in the culture. And outside of that, it doesn't go forward because you're just going to be bogged down in the wheels and gears of our Constitution. And it basically took that safeguard off the table. That safeguard is present in our legislature with the other two branches. It's a slow and arduous process to actually legislate something. It's not hard, though, if you're the FDA and you say, you know what, we like that drug, and now it's available for everyone. That makes it easy, right? So suddenly we don't need a law that says anything. The agencies dictate what they're going to do, right?
They're the experts. They never make mistakes.
Yep. And so like that's where you get like Czar Fauci, who's in charge of everything about your health.
I thought you were going to say autism. Vaccines.
No. Are we talking about Robert Kennedy this episode?
I wish I could do his voice. His voice sounds like he's on like a breathing machine or something.
It's because he has that stammer.
No,
dude's ripped though, bro.
He doesn't have. It's not because of his stammer. His voice literally sounds like this.
Yeah, but he stutters and stammers.
I mean, so does Joe Biden, but Joe Biden doesn't sound like that.
Joe Biden doesn't stammer.
Sounds
Joe
like
Biden doesn't know words.
Esophageal strictures.
Robert Kennedy knows words. Look, this is not the point of the episode.
He is jacked though. Did you see him taking care of that snake the other day?
I saw that.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't see that reel, you just need to do Bobby Kennedy snake. Dude's holding the snake. Like, yeah, there's its fangs. I'm not going to touch those. Like,
you gotta make sure you don't touch those. All right, we're just going to put it in this
bag. I'll take care of it. Puts it in the bag. Oh, we're just going to put it in my truck. I'll take it over to the thingy thing. Like, what the heck is happening right now?
Another Tuesday.
Like, he was in the middle of doing a Zoom thing. It is like, President, we got a snake. Mr. Oh no, sorry, candidate. We have a snake.
No, it was like his wife or something. She came in. She was like, "There's a snake in the garage."
Yeah, that was crazy. Anyway,
yeah, that was pretty nuts. Even if it was staged, that was way better than the fake phone call to Kamala Harris telling her.
How do you stage a rattlesnake? Who the heck? And also, you gotta have really be a team. If they're like, he was like, hey, why don't you guys go get me a rattlesnake and put it in the drug? Who volunteered for that job? I've got it.
Oh man, yeah.
No, they were like, Danny, you do it. I don't want to do it. You're gonna do it, Danny. You're new.
I wonder if he'd come on the podcast.
Oh,
probably not.
What? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's pretty busy.
Catching snakes and stuff.
Regardless, now they've gotten off into a vaccine injury. Chevron deference was horrible. It basically greenlit the ideological positions of far left people that are in the bureaucracies. It turns out like what you never find is like, oh yes, these are filled with people with conservative values, and so it pushed forward. Nope, it's always It's always the
It's
other
always
way.
the bad guys.
More freedom for them to do what they want, and more non-freedom for you. Less freedom for you, more freedom for them. That's how this has always worked.
Did you see? I'm sorry, I'm derailing this like so many times.
I'm really trying.
Did you see Eric Swalwell and Ben Shapiro? Did you watch that interaction?
Yeah. Did you see
When he was like, "Are you for smaller government?" And Ben Shapiro's like, "Yes," and he's like, "So am I." And I'm like, "They're not, moron."
No, that wasn't the line. What was it? What's the line?
When Ben Shapiro said, "Yes, I agree with me," he had that thing. He completely took him by surprise.
He said, "Oh, you know what? I'll mention it next time." It was hilarious.
That whole thing.
Why would Eric Swalwell think he has the mental acuity to even speak to Ben Shapiro? Like, whatever you think of Ben Shapiro, the dude's smart and a really good debater. Why would you think you can talk to him?
It's like comparing Joe Biden with Stephen Hawking.
Like, if you're dumb enough to, have sexual relationship with a Chinese spy,
of course, I believe homosexuality is a sin.
Giving away government secrets to a person that you wanted to have a fling with, like, you're not smart enough to handle talking to Ben Shapiro.
Fang. I do not know why we are talking about this in a congressional hearing.
Okay, that's fine. But you brought this up. Anyway, back to Chevron deference. Supreme Court basically rolled that back. They said Chevron deference is not a thing. Government agencies are liable for the same legal scrutiny as any citizen is.
Hear, hear.
Because they're not the legislature. They don't make laws. So just because they made a policy doesn't mean we're just going to adhere to the policy. Which, like, kudos, duh, yes. 1984, what happened? It's ironic that came out in 1984, which is the same title of a dystopian novel of a society with government overreach. Anyway.
Run by bureaucracies.
Ding,
ding, ding.
It's like they don't even read. They don't even know how to read.
Don't even read.
So by repealing that, I kind of love this. I have we'll bring up this quote because this quote says it the best. Like, if you're still confused about what Chevron deference is, basically now if an agency does something to you that is illegal, you are able to
vaccinate you against your will.
Yes, just like that.
Okay,
you are able to take them to court and sue the government for their infringing on your rights. They can't just say, well, no, they're the agency, they make the rules. So I'll read this little section. This is it's an article from the Alabama Reflector, which is a newspaper in Alabama.
Can you read it in a Southern accent?
Regardless. I mean, I can, but I don't know if that's allowed. Here's how the quote goes. It says, I'm not doing it. Groups that oppose a regulation could search for and secure partisan judges. Now, that part is a little, obviously, they could just secure judges. Secure partisan judges to roll back agency decision making, said Andrew Twinamata. I said this before. I literally did this guy's name pre-recording, and I can't say it now. Andrew Twinamatsico, director of the Health Policy and the Law Initiative at Georgetown University's O'Neill Institute. One example could be challenge to the FDA's approval of a medication used in abortions, which survived a Supreme Court challenge this term on a technicality. Here's the quote. Judges will be more emboldened to second-guess agencies, he said. It's going to open agencies up to attacks. That's all you need to know. The government bureaucracy agencies have been put on notice that they can't just do whatever they want now, and they are legally liable.
So what about like the ATF, right? Like, we can go after them?
Yes, if they're doing if their policies are illegal, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Can we go after them with firearms? No, I'm just kidding. No. This is saying we can go after them with the law.
Only the approved ones. No, I'm kidding. Only the ones they said were okay. Yeah, so basically it gives us a lot more protection to our freedom.
What about bulldozers?
Murder dozer.
Killdozer.
That guy did so much work. Gosh darn it. Could you imagine if he had spent that much time doing something else? He probably cured cancer or like so much work. That thing was a beast.
It was. He did a good job.
If only he had figured out a refueling situation.
Yeah, the overheating was a problem too.
Yeah, well, also him not dying in that heat thing. That thing was a metal death. It was a coffin. Anyway.
Literally.
But they couldn't do it.
They sure couldn't.
What do we do? Call in the F-16s. President Biden gave the order.
Point taken.
Yes.
Yes, they have F-16s, but do they have killdozers?
No, they don't. They should really, honestly, at the end of the day, what should have happened is they should have hired that guy, been like, hey, bro, I'd like to order 1,000 of these, and we're going to give you more money to put an air conditioning in and cool the engine better.
Yeah, like hire them for R&D and stuff.
Yeah, like, dude, you're a genius. You did this by yourself in your barn. What the heck?
Oh man.
Anyway, they are not hiring our brightest and best. That is for certain. They're putting most of them in jail.
Real
anyway,
heroes. Yeah,
so basically, this is going to open up a lot of the agencies to serious policy issues, which is good. It's going to help, people like not throwing people that are praying outside of abortion clinics in jail. Not throwing it's gonna help in a lot of ways.
We can prosecute the FBI and the Department of Justice.
Well, they are government agencies.
Wow.
Go figure. And honestly, given the level of lawyer that's law schools are turning out right now, like, I'm not worried about the FBI's lawyers. I don't. Again, not the brightest and best. Nowhere. Like, no. Anyway, those are the two Supreme Court cases that are actually really important and helpful. That the Supreme Court did move correctly on. By the way, the vote for Chevron deference was 6-3, so it was pretty clear. That's a good solid vote for getting rid of Chevron deference. We wanted to keep this a kind of a short, concise episode, and it's at time that might be good for that. Do you want to roll it back, or you want to move forward? You tell me. I'm letting you make the decision.
Oh man, I'm making the decision.
You're so bold. You're so beautiful. You're so brave.
Bold, beautiful, and brave. We can end it here. We can talk about the Tennessee prayer and the RNC stuff on the next episode.
That sounds great. This will be the end of this
Stars
episode.
and Stripes recap continued.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't, just to be ready for the next episode, you can check out the Republican National Convention's platform. That's kind of what we're going to be talking about. They've revised it. It's a little different than it normally looks. And why they did that, why didn't they do that, what's the purpose of it, we can talk about that next time. And also just Google Tennessee legislature. What did they do?
Prayer.
Yeah, they voted 31 day, the whole month of July, basically, as a day of prayer. Ironically, specifically in there, they say because June was Pride Month, and we need to get this right. So July will be prayer and fasting month from Pride Month.
That's awesome.
Facts.
I mean, so many states and governors and presidents ordered the exact same thing back in the day.
Yeah, you would think this came from 1787, not 2024.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
So definitely check that out. We'll talk about that next time, and then you'll be way ready, right? And then maybe, you'll just hate the bantering even more. We apologize, but we hope that this was helpful to you and entertaining. Both ways, it can be two things at the same time. Yeah,
I like doing two things at the same time.
Yeah, and both well.
Like brushing your teeth while using the bathroom.
I feel that leads to necessity of cleaning things, but okay. There's a lot of shaking going on up here. Could be happening. You know what? I can't. I'm not even. This has been our episode. We hope that it has indeed informed you, dear Christian, to make sure that we are keeping our Christianity deeply involved in all things in our lives, including what happens in the public sphere.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll make some more Christ connections on the next episode where we have a little bit more time.
Yeah, I mean, the Christ connection is if you don't know what's happening, you can't bring God's word and truth to bear, and that's very important. So, yeah.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. And
take that, Owen Strachan.
Oh, don't. All right.
Isn't it ironic that he's like the director of like public life or whatever at the Dobson Institute or whatever he is now? I'm like,
is he?
Yeah.
James Dobson Institute
or something.
Well, good. I mean,
do I have to look it up now?
Good for him. He needed another couple letters of something that he did because. I think
Strand.
It makes us feel good about things. I am the president of the backseat.
I don't know how I find this.
I don't know how to fill this space right now.
His Wikipedia is old.
We pretty much ended this episode. Now I'm trying, people. Misa Jaja Biggs.
Oh gosh.
Walkie-talkie.
Senior director of the Dobson Cultural Center at the James Dobson Family Institute.
He's a senior director. Walkie-talkie.
He's more like,
oh, Mr. Boss. Oh, Mr. Boss, we so sorry.
He's more like Ewok size.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the bat thing that Jabba the Hutt has. All right, this is enough sounds. We hope this, dear Christian, that this has been an encouragement to you. And as always, we hope that you will seize the faith.